Please state your name.
Jeff Coleman, Missouri delegate, first time, long time, with a request for information.
Thank you.
Did this body...
Coming from a galaxy near you, this is Brothers in Booze. And here are your hosts, Greg Washington and Doug Ziegler.
Welcome to Brothers in Booze. I'm sorry that the audio didn't come through. But let me do it for y'all. How about that? Let's do it. So we're at last week's Libertarian National Convention after the former twice indicted, 34-time convicted, 91-time indicted, 2 times impeached president talked. And this guy gets up here, Doug, and he asked the lady if this was the body that grabbed the former president by the pussy. So he was admonished by the speaker, and it was funny. And sorry, y'all, it didn't work, but it was funny, and I tried.
Yeah, it's funny. It's also funny that he got roundly booed at that convention, which I thought was fantastic. But
yeah, and then he was there begging for a nomination and didn't get one. So
yeah, good.
That was even before what happened after that. But he's having a great week, and I love that for him. I really do love that for him.
Me too.
Yep. And what I love for me, Doug, is something that you have gifted me in this world.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a Allagash barrel and bean.
Yeah.
Bourbon barrel with coffee, and it's a fucking golden ale. What the fuck's going on with this one, Doug?
Just try it.
Now, it's old, Doug.
Yeah.
It's interesting and tasty. It's light. I get the bourbon. Not so much coffee anymore, Doug. How old is this?
That's almost a year from when I gave it to you. So the adjuncts probably have fallen out a bit. Smidge.
No, but it's not. It's still pretty drinkable. It's nice. It's light. It's suspiciously light. When you see bourbon barrel, you know what I mean? You think like, oh no, here we go.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. You know what to expect, right? And then you're like, that's not what I expected.
Right. Do you remember the ABV? Oh no, it's slapping me in the face here. 9.6, Doug.
Mm-hmm. So you're starting off big.
This is going down like not even 6.9, but I had to do that with 9.6, 6.
Yeah.
I forget it. Anyway, very tasty. What do you got? Very tasty.
All right. I got something that I bought for the label, and I'm going to show you why. This is such a cool label. I just dig that. It's a cream ale from Barreled Souls. If you recall, I had Barrel Souls, had the first ever Imperial Gosa that I've ever had. That was one I had on the other week. This is their cream ale, 4.7. But what I like about it is they had that cool can art, and then on the can it says artist. They actually say who the artist is who made it, which is Nicholas Pabon, Pabon. I might be mispronouncing the last name, but
okay.
I like seeing cream ales here and there now. We see a bit more breweries making them, which
yes, we do.
They're good light drinking beers. Problem is you get here cream ale and you think Jenny cream ale, which
it's horrible.
Yeah, but as you can see, not even an aggressive pour this time. So
I think cream ales, Doug, are part of craft beer trying to be more approachable to that Bud Light drinker. They're right up that alley.
Yep.
So they're going to sell. They're going to make money.
Yeah,
we are lager people.
Yeah, this is really lovely. There's almost like a sweetness to it, like a little sweetness to it.
Mm-hmm.
Really smooth, creamy as cream ale implies, but not like very creamy. Like you see, it's
Mm.
it's almost hazy in the color, right? So,
Yeah.
but man, that's super drinkable. It's only 4.7. So yeah, that's a really good cream ale. Really and good can art. So 2 for 2 on that one. I'll take it.
2 for 2. 2 for 2. We have no guests this week, y'all, but we got a lot to talk about. So we're
Sure
just gonna
do.
jump in. So this happened a couple of weeks ago, but I have to, can't skip it. Sometimes Doug and I miss. Sometimes there's guests. Sometimes there's wildness.
Life.
A lot of times there's wildness.
Yeah.
But this is a wild. Our friend Chris Drosner, his day job, his night job is with y'all know with me at the Badger Beer Hour, but his day job is the Milwaukee Magazine, and they won the City and Regional Magazine Association Award for General Excellence. You see him and a little bit of his crew there. I know that's more than that, but General Excellence is the big prize, Doug. It's like what is it? The album of the year at the Grammys, apparently. So it's General Excellence for a magazine is an amazing feat, apparently. And Chris is great at what he does, and so I'm just happy for him.
Yeah, me too. That's a really big deal, and good for
Shout
him
out
and
to
his
Johnson.
team. Yeah.
What you say?
No, I was just going to say that's
I'm sorry,
a
Doug.
big deal, and I was just say that's a big deal, and kudos to him and his crew for getting that award. So awesome! Cheers to them.
Yeah. Yes. Cheers. Fun. Wonderful. Next, we have Angie this week. Doug has a double header on June 2nd and June 3rd. The thing is, the first one and the June 2nd one is from Africa. She'll be interviewing that young lady there from, I believe, Kenya. I got to look at my notes. I'm sorry. And they got a brewery out there. So she's going to be talking, and they're black. So Black and Craft, it's on brand. And then on her normal Monday, she's going to have Lee Hedgeman, who's from the Barrel B. So Angie is still doing things, y'all. You can see where you can catch her. You can see the times. And yeah, Angie was here a couple weeks ago. So shout out to Angie. Love it.
Good on Angie.
Any comments there?
No, just I'm glad to see that she keeps pulling brewers
Going in and out, or am I going in and out?
I believe it's you. Because my screen's not jumping, but maybe it's just something. I don't know. I'm just glad to see that Angie. I'm just glad to see Angie's getting all these black brewers and people in the industry to talk, and that's great. I'm glad she's doing what she's doing. She's doing it great, of course, because she's Angie. She's gonna.
Absolutely. So we're going to move on fast too. I don't know. It's Dateline America. Don't know where this happened, but it's brought to us by CBS, Doug.
Natalie Tate for Mr. Harris, who should be present via Zoom.
Now,
Mr. Harris,
why
are you
don't
driving?
I have...
Actually, I'm pulling into my doctor's office.
No
actually,
idea. I don't know what the hell. I gotta check this.
just give me 1 second.
So
I'm parking right now.
I
long
can hear
story
it.
short, guys. Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh, so maybe y'all can and I can't.
Yeah.
I'll shut up.
Yeah.
You stationary?
I'm pulling in right now at this second. Yes, I am.
All right. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting an adjournment in this matter, up possibly 2 to 4 weeks that the court would allow.
So maybe I don't understand something. This is a driving while license suspended,
That is correct, Your Honor.
and he was just driving, and he didn't have a license.
The judge's face is excellent.
Is with the charges, Your Honor, yes.
The
No,
guy's face
I'm
is
looking at
excellent
his
too.
record. He
He's just
doesn't
like,
have a license. He's suspended and he's just driving.
That is correct, Your Honor.
I don't even know why he would do that. So defendant's bond is revoked in this matter. Defendant is turning himself into the Washington County Jail by 6 p.m. today. Failure to turn himself in will result in a bench warrant with no bond.
Oh my God. At the end, just like, dude, you were driving. I don't understand people sometimes. What do you even say? Like the judges, right? What do you even do with that? Like,
You even see the judge go like, what am I
like
can't.
He's
Literally
like-
nothing to work with here. Like,
what a numbskull.
I,
There was no logic, Daniel. That's the problem. There was no logic whatsoever used there. It was just, I'll just log into Zoom while I'm driving.
and he had no idea. He's like, hold on, I'm getting to my doctor. Like, and you know what? Like, if he would have told the judge in advance, listen, I have a doctor's appointment, I need to get there. It's the only way I can do it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying he wouldn't have, the judge would have been like, yo, you need to come in here tonight. Like, he wouldn't have said that shit. Oh, dog, that was, I don't know. That was too much fun.
That was something.
It was too much fun. It was too much fun. So, Doug, you've been chomping off at the bit. So you've been wanting to talk about what's going on with you and what you're watching for a little bit here. So we're going to jump into that. But I'm going to make you wait and go first.
Okay. How about it, sir?
But,
I've been waiting
think-
for weeks. I can wait more. That's fine. Or I can just do the judge. Do the judge.
Right. I did something cool because I was like, oh, I'm gonna get into this because Doug wants to. Now I'm like, now I'm gonna make you wait. Like, what, dude? What the fuck? So anyway, Doug, I don't think we got to talk about this. But this came out and wrapped up, and it was really quick and fun. And I don't know, Doug. I really like the series. I don't really care what they do. I know that you didn't like the AI part of it this year. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a different little quirky little angle, and they didn't really, Doug. They didn't drag it on that long. I was actually hoping they did drag it on longer, but it was really just a little bit like what was it, like 2 or 3 episodes that they had an AI person.
I think it was 2 episodes. Yeah.
Right, but the AI person completely fooled everybody. From what I remember, like it wasn't like no one knew what the hell was going on. Even though there was some little quirky things, but there's quirky things with everybody because we're people.
Yeah.
So, what do you got about the circle, Doug, this year?
Well, I'm
Season
gonna address
7, right?
Yeah,
Season
yeah,
7.
I think so.
Or
6 or
six.
7.
Something like
6
that.
or 7, something like that. The thing that I will say about the AI is that was not AI. It was because they were like, AI doesn't work like that. They're like, I am basing this on all these things. And it was doing this guy who was reciting a script, sounding somewhat robotic. So there may have been elements of AI used with it. It wasn't just AI that was responding to it. So be that as it may, people probably think that's how AI works. It does not. Anyhow, I thought the season was great. There was one character in particular that I just couldn't fucking stand. And I was telling you, and the he was the guy who came in late.
Yeah, what's his name again? Do you remember?
Jordan.
Oh yeah, Jordan.
Jordan was such a cocksucker. Sorry, I just fucking hated him. He came in and there was a guy named Miles on there. Whoever he ended up getting would just look like some sort of dude, bro. You're like, oh boy. And then Miles played it like the most honest of anybody. He would just own his mistakes. Like he just was straight up, yeah, that was me, or I fucked up there. Like he was the only person there who, like, yeah, he played the game some, but everybody's like, oh, everybody lies and shuffles things around. And Miles was probably the most straightforward person there. And that guy came in and goes, oh, I don't like Miles. I'm gonna get him out. I'm gonna make him and Miles got kicked out.
Yeah. Well, Jordan saw that Miles was like one of the power people. So then he was like, I can't do nothing unless, so I'm going to be a complete dick. And we'll stop with the spoilers there because I don't know, Doug. We talked about spoilers before. I'm not sure when we're allowed to and when we're not and all that. It's just kind of a mess.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really enjoyed it, y'all. It's dumb fun, as Jug and I say. It's really dumb fun, and that's cool. It's generally harmless. There's not any kind of like spoiler alerts or what do y'all have to do before the cold bar? What is it? Y'all have
Trigger warnings and all that shit.
trigger warnings. There's no trigger warnings in the circle besides it's dumb, and that's it. Really, that's
you might get some trigger warnings if someone reveals something personal that was a bad thing they went through. Sometimes they'll do that at the beginning. So, but they'll warn you ahead of the episode, just so it's. But generally, like you say, it's just sort of dumb, stupid fun. So,
right, and that's what makes it great, actually.
Yeah.
So next for me is Deadpool. I know I am new to all this. It's been forever. I watched with my kids because my kids want to see that. We want to go see Deadpool and what is it, Wolverine?
Wolverine. Yep.
Yeah. So then we figured that we catch up with Deadpool. So, I don't come at me, but I didn't like it that much, dog. It was okay. It wasn't great. Apparently, y'all think it's great because Rotten Tomatoes says it's an 85 and a 90. So generally people think it's really good. I felt that a lot of the comedy was forced up. It didn't seem natural. It was like sometimes I just wanted Deadpool just to shut up and kill someone actually instead of like telling jokes. I don't know. It just didn't. It was good. It was good. It wasn't great that like I was told. Do you remember Deadpool, Doug? And do you have an opinion on it?
I liked it. I think Daniel's point here that he made, which is basically that the fourth wall can be a lot of when they're talking to the camera. Some people don't really dig that, and I get that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but what I will say is, okay. There's I haven't seen that either, so but I've heard that's a pretty good show.
Now I'm gonna go see it. But anyway, what are you gonna say, Doug?
I was gonna say that movie's basically Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I mean? It's just him and being funny and cracking wise, and
yeah,
it's silly. It's a very silly. And the thing is when it came out, it was the first. It was the first Marvel to do that. So like
people
really,
were like, oh,
really
shit.
full on into the humor end, and they started doing that more with like Thor Ragnarok, and like like Thor started being a little bit more silly, which was good for that franchise. But this one,
like campy.
Yeah, I think if I'm right, and Daniel, you can correct me on that. I think Deadpool was the first one to kind of shoot that direction to be way more funny.
Yeah. And be kind of unapologetic about it too.
Yeah, be unapologetic, not like it's a superhero movie. It's gonna be fucking funny and dumb at the same time. So.
Right. And then, like I said, y'all like it. So, like, that's cool. I'm gonna start doing this, Doug, by the way. This is something that we didn't talk about, but I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna start when we do things, we'll see what everybody else is thinking, and then we can like kind of jump off on, whether we feel like I feel this is a little high, to be honest with you. But again, I'm not looking at it at the time when most people probably rated it, which is like right after when it was new and it was a new thing and all that. So I feel that. Let's see, what was this?
That is interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So there's also Deadpool. I watched Deadpool, The Boys. I've always watched this dumbass shit. I've watched literally all 46 seasons of this dumbass shit. Came to an end. Fun ending. It was interesting. It was one of those endings, Doug, where people are like, why did she win? And I always love those. I always love when the especially in reality shows, especially, Doug, I love when the results are questioned and people get all heated about someone didn't win and all that. I love it. I don't know. It doesn't really matter to me, and I just laugh every time. So this was another one of those years. It's dumb fun. Survivor's stupidity. We all know this. It's not really anything you take seriously. It's something I can do while I do production for this shit and my other stuff, and it's on and it's cool. So that's Survivor. Ditto. Next. Ditto.
Man,
next.
I haven't watched The Amazing Race in years. I used to love watching The Amazing Race. That was fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Where The Amazing Race in the past couple of years, Doug, got a little monotonous is when they didn't like they had these non-elimination legs where
Oh.
someone wouldn't get eliminated. So then it started to get a little dry. So now they come back to every show someone gets eliminated. So that's cool. I like that because it's cutthroat. It's
Yeah.
that's what it's supposed to be. You get to you get to like the people or hate some of them respectfully, and
Hated
or
it.
not hate them, not hate, but root
You're
against
just like,
them.
ugh. Yeah.
I don't want them. I don't want them to win, kind of thing. So there's always that going on with the Amazing Race, but it's fun and you get to see different things. And again, dumb little fun. And this is really more drama than anything. And like, it's just drama. It's fun. It's still this one's still going. It's not over yet. I still have like 6 or 7 episodes of this. I think it already ended. I think it ended when Survivor did, which was last week. So anyway, the challenge is always fun. But challenge is something that, like, at this point, if you haven't gotten into it, it's going to be hard because once you jump in, you don't know all the past things that have happened before that kind of lead to all the drama that's happening now. So anyway, I think, Doug, you're next, buddy. So let's
Before we do that,
Okay.
before we go to that, I have a question about the challenge. Is that freaking doofus Johnny Bananas in it still?
Is he in this one or is he still in the whole thing?
In this one.
No, he's not in this one.
Okay, because he's like my age. That guy should not be in any of these anymore.
He's definitely our age, but he looks pretty good and he can still handle these clowns. So that's pretty funny. It's really, it's funny, but Johnny doesn't get carted out that much as he used to. Getting up there in age, but I don't think he's like quote retired because some of them have quote retired, said I'm not coming back. So Johnny will probably be back at some point just because he's so polarizing. You already know. Yep. What am I watching tomorrow, Greg? Oh shit! I didn't even say that.
We're getting to that.
All right. Yeah. In fact, I should have said something, but so Doug, I think the next slide is yours, I believe.
Yeah. So I don't want to talk about this, man. This I saw almost over a month ago, almost 5 weeks ago. I wanted to see this because the movie was touted as being like just kind of the brutalness of being a reporter in war. And it's interesting because it's basically set as a civil war in the United States. And the civil war is broken out.
Well, we had one, Doug. This is not.
Yeah, no, this is a modern civil war, dude. So also
the one that MAGA's warning us. The one that MAGA's warning us about.
Yeah. So anyway, it's interesting because basically they break them into different territories, and like that's not the major thing, but it is an unflinchingly difficult watch because it's intense the entire time. I mean, just tense. Kirsten Dunst plays a veteran reporter who is like considered the best at her craft at capturing photography of war. And she's so jaded. She plays this so fucking well. This is the best thing I've seen her in. She's been in a boatload of movies. And this is the best thing I've ever seen her in. She's so fucking good in this. And she just looks, they make her look kind of just tired and haggard, which is how you would look if you were fucking photographing war and people dying and getting shot. And just it's such a good, it takes no sides. It doesn't take a side of which side is right or which side is wrong. So yeah, it's fucking great. Like I really, really enjoyed it. Like I said, I will say if you do not enjoy something that basically keeps your tension level like this all the time, then you won't enjoy this movie. But if you want to see something that has that tension and gives you kind of a look at something that a lot of us don't think about, I highly recommend that.
How long is it, Doug?
It's almost 2 hours. It's made by A24 Studios, which that studio makes great fucking movies. I just really love what they make. I mean, the guy that did it was the guy, he wrote this movie. He also wrote 28 Days Later, Ex Machina, Annihilation. All three are great movies on their own. And then he did this, which is completely different than any of the other movies he's ever done. So yeah, really, really good movie. Hi, April. Good to see you.
So, Doug, Generally good reviews, but not great.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Yeah, I don't know. It's like I said,
Thoughts?
sorry, you glitched out there for a second for me. Yeah, it's like I said, it's not going to be everybody's cup of tea. I understand that. That's actually higher than I thought it might be. Just because of how intense it is. So yeah.
Awesome. You can check that out, y'all. It's still in theaters, it says here. And it's also
so.
on Amazon Prime and Fandango. And I think you're gonna have to pay for both of them if it's still in the theaters. So
yeah,
there's that, y'all. You good on Civil War, Dog? Or you have another one?
I have another one. Yeah.
You have another one, right? Yep. Okay, cool. Yep.
All right. So this I've been waiting for. This is something called Dark Matter. It's based on a book by Blake Crouch. And basically this guy, as you can tell by all of his iterations of himself behind, he creates a box basically that allows you to go into different timelines. And the problem is he gets taken out of the timeline he wants to be in and thrown into a completely different one where in the primary timeline, he's married to Jennifer Connelly. But when he gets to the next timeline, he's uber famous. And he's like the Elon Musk, in theory, of neuroscience. But like, he's like the guy of neuroscience. He's like way ahead of everybody. And then he's trying to find his way back, but he has to figure out how this works because the other him who moved around in a different timeline was the one who figured out. He didn't, because he started studying that and then he decided not to and decided to be a professor so his wife could pursue her art career. So he chose a timeline, and then this guy says, no, you're going to go in a different timeline where you get everything you deserve. And so it's just a really like time travel, sci-fi stuff like that. You instantly have me in. I'm ready to go. I'm 3 episodes in. There's a part of episode 3 that just fucking like made my jaw drop. And just like, I totally did not expect that to happen. So yeah, I think there's like 6 or 7 episodes out now. So I'm a little behind on what I wanted to be with it, but yeah, it's a super duper good show to me.
Yeah, okay. Now I understand the promo because when I first saw it, I was like, what is going on? There's all these, he's the same guy. What's going on? So you explained it pretty good. Let's see here. So generally liked for sure. And obviously Apple TV it is, y'all. So if you have Apple TV,
yeah,
that'll be good.
I'm going to tell you, of all the streaming services, show wise, Apple TV has like, they don't have as many shows, but their shows are all really, really, really good. They don't
high quality.
Yeah.
High quality. Kind of like their products. Just saying.
Well, I would disagree on that.
Okay.
Sorry. No, that's okay. That's okay. I just think their streaming service, they're doing that right. They're definitely doing that right.
Well, yeah, and I don't own an Apple product in this house besides Apple TV. So I will, whatever. Maybe it's my stock holdership.
Maybe that's why.
Talking. But you want
what was that?
You want to talk about something here, Doug?
Well, before we go, I have a second beer, if you don't mind. So this is Backcast Hazy Double IPA. Look at me going into the IPA realm. A hazy, no less. This is by a brewery called New Trail Brewing there out of Williamsport, Pennsylvania. This is a 9% ABV. It's made with Azacca and Citra, Germanic malts, oats, and wheat. They say notes of tangerine, mango flesh, and lush fruits. Mango flesh.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Nah. You can miss me with your flesh. It's kind of cringe.
Maybe get a better descriptor than that, But
I mean, depending on what kind of flesh you're talking about, I could be in. But what
that's fair. That's fair. All right. Not a lot going on in the nose. Usually if you're going to have like a fruit forward double IPA, you'd expect a lot of, especially with mango. But yeah. Oh, but you get that on the mouthfeel, that's for sure. Though. Definitely mango-y. Ooh, that's fruity. It's good. It's weirdly like, you know, at double IPA you usually get a little bit of sweetness, which I expected with the mango and all that stuff. It's not as sweet, but it definitely has a mango flavor. It's and a little bit of hops at the end. So this is actually not as bad as I thought it might be. But I picked it up just because if I'm going to have an IPA, it's generally going to be a double IPA. I was a little hesitant with it being hazy, but yeah, not too bad. What'd you pour for yourself?
I was gonna say, I thought you were a hazy guy.
No, I like
IPAs go.
I like New England IPAs and I like double IPAs, but like hazy IPAs and like West Coast style, like no thanks. I will try them. I will try them, but not my jam. What the hell is that, Greg? That looks like a smoothie.
Yeah, I had to get my glasses for this one. I not only need glasses, I need a damn hobby.
And Greg goes off into the distance. That's right. You're bringing out the Inspector Columbo flashlight. All right.
All right. So this is a pastry stout, a pastry sour with raspberries and lemonade from one of your favorites, Doug.
Adventure?
See that? Yeah.
Yep.
Look at that. Adventure Brewing, jelly filled.
Or Geely Field. It's like 2 E's. Geely Field.
And I didn't even see that. Holy shit. And this beer is old.
Oh.
Like really old. Mm-hmm.
That's what you get when you clear out your fridge, man. You pull out all kinds of stuff.
Mm-hmm. And this beer is really good. Puckery, Doug. But it's all you can get the raspberry. See, I like raspberries. We were talking about that you don't like them that much. It's like this is a raspberry lemonade, period. That's what it is. There's a little beery there. You can tell the beer, but it's a raspberry lemonade. It's fantastic.
See, raspberry lemonade is fine. I just think sometimes with raspberry and beer, especially when they put in shit like porters, I really don't care for that, or stouts. Like there's just a flavor mix there that I don't care for. But that's actually that sounds pretty refreshing, actually. So
this is fantastic. And yeah, I'm not really that much of a beer smoothie person, but I could be with this one. And well, you know, Simon and Rob,
they do their shit right. That's for sure.
Those guys are great. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. All right, Doug. So that was good. We caught up on watching. It'll probably be 4 more weeks before I catch up with anything else.
I should remind you that I think a new season of Alone is coming out, and I know you like that show.
Yeah, but I gotta wait until it's almost done. Not because of my normal binge thing, is because I don't have access to it anywhere. So I wait for it to finish on the History Channel app.
Yeah.
And then yes.
Okay.
So anyway, Doug, we're moving on.
Oop.
Not to that though.
No, I think we just did that. That never fails to make me dance in my seat with that little intro because the music's just.
So, getting a toothache, dog. I've had one of these toothaches. It's really starting to. So if I talk mumbled, that's why.
Okay, we'll accept it.
This came out today. Houdini, Eminem. It's pretty catchy. It's pretty fun. Think Abracadabra by Steve Miller.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, okay, now I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, you kind of stopped moving there for me. So
Mm,
yeah, there we go.
that's
You
the
hung up. You
sample
hung
of
up
it.
for a minute.
Uh,
I didn't hear the sample or whatever because you hung up there like you froze for a moment. So
check it out, y'all.
or it just froze again. Unfortunately. Yeah, for some reason you froze up again there. Did you try to play something?
Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you, but your screen is frozen. So yeah, I don't know if you, yeah, if what's up there. So hey, how are you doing? So maybe you need to pop off and pop back on. So Greg will be back in just a moment. But anyway, that Houdini Eminem song, I haven't heard that, but I like Eminem. I think he's a lot more skilled than people give him credit for. But I think he's getting his due a little bit. And if he did a song entitled Houdini, and then it'd be great if he actually included Houdini. That would be pretty awesome. But yeah, hopefully we'll get him back in just a second. But regardless, this I'm surprised at how much I dig this hazy double IPA. Like I'm just not a hazy person, and this really turned out to be much better than I thought it would be. So, he's frozen in time. Hopefully, he unfreezes and comes back. Yeah, he was confessing that he had some his computer was acting wonky before we started. So yeah, and looks like he might be coming back in here. There he goes. And I'm not going to sing the rest of that for copyright reasons. You know what I'm saying, Greg. Welcome back, sir.
So
WOG. Okay.
yeah, the Dog Pound is back. Not to be confused with Snoop Dogg, but Snoop Dogg did find this band, and Snoop Dogg's on this album. Just heard a couple songs today. Pretty good.
Okay.
Kind of old school. If y'all into that would be fun. This thing, Doug, DJ. This is in Spotify. Sorry, if you can see it there.
Yeah.
DJ is a new AI DJ, Doug, that they had. I just saw it today. So you click on it, and this guy talks to you like he's a DJ. He's like, "Hey, Greg, how are you? We're gonna play some of
like your own personal DJ."
Hits. Yeah, we're gonna play some of your personal hits. We're gonna play some deep tracks. We're gonna look at your things, and we're gonna tell you we're gonna play some songs. So it's pretty cool. It's just I think it might be weird for someone like me though, who listens to a whole bunch of genre music, and sometimes I'm in the mood for rock. And y'all gonna play me classical, which I like. It may not work. So This is the first time I heard it. I'll keep y'all informed on it, but I think everybody has their DJ function. I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a premium member. Maybe I got it earlier, or I don't know. Check it out though. It's pretty fun. And the thing that's cool is that they don't tell you what's coming up, so you don't know. So there's a little random feature, unlike playlists where you can see what's coming.
Yeah.
So it's AI generated, so the whole AI thing. It's fun. Check it out. En route by Bernard. Jerry told us about this.
Yeah,
Jerry told us about this week, and then Jerry reminded us that it was still out there. And then he did this visual. He did I think the whole album in a video, and it's just fucking excellent. If you like old school R&B, it's just really good. It really is good. So
I listened to that today too, and that was fucking great. I really enjoyed that. So
yeah, the video is great, and
I did not watch the video. I just listened to the album. So
the video is great, and it's 20 minutes, and the guy is just an entertainer. He's electric. He's hard to take he's one of those people that it's hard to take the focus off of him. Like when you see him,
Mhm.
I don't have enough evidence Tap to
Yeah.
let you know. I'll let
Yeah.
you know. Like I said, I'm gonna fuck with it more and then I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
So yeah, Earth, Wind, and Fire. We had them on this afternoon, one of these afternoons. As I said before, I really like on Spotify that this is, whomever, because they put, basically a collection of the greatest hits and
Mhm.
deep cuts of your favorite artists. So I'm pretty sure every artist has a this is category. And I would highly recommend it for Earth, Wind, and Fire. So there's that. Billie Eilish. I talked about her before. I listened to this album again. Still a good album. Still fun. That Lunch song is a banger. Check it out, y'all.
Yeah.
I don't know if she's playing it on the radio. So you
I
might
heard
have
it
to
on the
go
radio
to-
already.
Okay. She said she wasn't releasing any songs, so I don't know what that means. And that's why I thought that it wasn't going to show up on the radio, but apparently it is. Great song, by the way. Listen to this again. Doug was talking about it last week. I heard it once before last week. So I went back again to hear it again. It was better the second time I heard it.
Mm.
It's really good. It's fun. And Childish he's this talented guy. So y'all may know him more from his from his TV stuff. Some people know him more because of his music. He's a talented guy. He's fun. So I think there's one more.
This is
No.
me.
What's up, Doug?
All right. So the reason I've talked about Slow Burn on this show before. Each season is a different focus. The first season was about Watergate. Their second season was about the Clinton Lewinsky scandal. Then they did a whole season where they just followed around people in the Cleveland justice system, which was fascinating. This season, they're focusing on one thing, and they're doing it right ahead of Pride Month and in through Pride Month, where they're focusing on the Briggs Initiative, which was something in the 70s, late 60s, early 70s, which happened in San Francisco, was at that point becoming basically the epicenter for gay folks and gay rights. Harvey Milk was involved. Like, there's a lot going on at that time. And Briggs, who was kind of this mediocre senator from like Arkansas, decided he wanted to make a splash and decided to back a national initiative to ban homosexual folks from teaching. Sounds like a similar playbook to what's going on now about teachers, but it's a historical thing. Some of these things it teaches me stuff I didn't know. So that's why I like listening to stuff about Watergate. I was one when Watergate happened, so I didn't know the whole thing. But the Slow Burn's very good about taking a microcosm of a major event and then just really exploring all of the facets of it. So there's only one episode out so far. I'm looking forward to see where it goes, but I highly recommend that podcast because it's super informative. If you like history in any facet, you'll enjoy that. So that. And because I broke down, thanks to Jerry Richard, and got the premium Spotify, I decided to listen to one of my favorite albums ever. This is one of my absolute favorite albums ever. Sweetback. This album is almost 30 fucking years old, and it sounds like something could be released today. It's unbelievable. It is the band behind Sade. Without her. Now, fun fact, Sade is actually the name of the band. That's not her name. Her name is Helen. I kid you not. And there's few things sexier than the name Helen. But Sade, the singer, is fucking sexy. But this album is just so super. I remember I was working at this job, and this guy is like, he's listening to his headphones on his break, and I was like, "Oh, what are you listening to?" Because I'm listening to Sweetback, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" And he's like, "Oh, you know who Sade is?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "It's just their band, and without her." I'm like, "Oh," and they have all kinds of different people come in and rap and sing, and just like they do a version of "Hope She'll Be Happier" by Bill Withers that is the best redoing of that song I've ever heard. It's unbelievable if you like just sort of vibing sort of music, like where it's just sort of a vibe. You just listen to it. There's only one song that's an outlier in that album that doesn't fit like the full vibe. And they only did 2 albums. They did this and they did another one like 9 years later. That was utterly different. That was very, very sexually focused. This one is just not. But yeah, Sweetback, I cannot recommend that album enough. That's seriously one of my favorites.
Excellent. And last and certainly not least.
All right. So this is something my brother-in-law told me about when I was in Colorado with Joel a few weeks ago. And he's like, he was playing something. I was like, what the hell is this? And he goes, these are the Teskey Brothers. I was like, who the fuck are the Teskey Brothers? They do not sound white, for the record. They have very soulful fucking voices. Like, if you heard them, you would not suspect they look like that. Like Rick Astley, kind of Hootie from the Hootie and the Blowfish, like kind of like, holy shit, that doesn't sound like they. They are. They do just unbelievable music, just really soulful, bluesy stuff, and I really, really do think that you would dig this, Greg, just from the way that they sing. It's sort of homey blues, like, you know what I mean, like down home blues kind of kind of feel. I really, really super enjoy them. They're really good.
So what do I do? Just grab the last album and listen to it?
What's that?
What do I do? Just grab the last album?
Yeah, the most recent one, and just give it a listen. Tell me what you think, because I'd love to hear what you think about this. Because I, with your, like, you are so sort of eccentric and how you listen to music all over the place. Wow. I that's why I think you'd really, really enjoy this.
All right, we'll check it out. That is, let's see, the Teskey Brothers. Never heard of them. Okay, cool. They got a lot. I mean, $4 million a month that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, Doug. Good times.
Hey,
good times.
before we move, I think you had a second beer, and I don't think I heard what it was, because I think you were having technical difficulties at that moment. What did you have for this? Oh, it was a smoothie. Sorry. I'm old and forget stuff. I apologize.
No worries.
Oh, that's a good call.
Take a look. It's in the book. All right, Doug. Today's we like to talk about days as, you know, celebratory days. Today is a day that I think that you would like to talk about. Something near and dear to your ear.
Okay. What's funny is you said you were going to talk about this, and I had no idea that was something that was an actual thing. So, as someone who is partially deaf, saving your hearing, there's a lot of different things you can do to help with that. I mean, all of us listen to stuff in headphones and earbuds and all that stuff. And I would highly suggest keeping that volume to just being able to hear it if you can. It's just, Manny, you fucker. Yeah. But anyway, just please do take care of your hearing. There is so much I miss that I don't even realize, because I've been deaf my whole life. I'm partially deaf my whole life. So like it's not like I heard a bunch of stuff and then I lost my hearing, so I miss it. No, I literally miss, like, when I have conversations, it's a crapshoot about, like, on this show I can hear because I'm wearing these, you know, fancy headphones and all that stuff. So just do your best to try to take care of yours, because you only get, hearing aids can only do so much. Cochlear implants are spotty at best. They do help, but and also hearing aids are fucking expensive. So, I mean, they have over-the-counter ones now that you can get that are much more reasonable, like in the $500 to $900 range, which is much more reasonable. If you need 2 hearing aids, they're minimum $5,000. So just please take care of your ears. I have a set of
And they're-
hearing aid.
And they're not covered by insurance. Talk about that, right, Doug?
No, mostly not. Like some insurances, they'll cover. Like I had insurance that for 1 year, for some reason, they decided to cover half of hearing aids, and then they realized, oh, that's too expensive, so they'd stop doing that the next year. So that year, I got hearing aids. Now my hearing aids are 11 years old. They're not keeping up with where my hearing is. It's like when you have glasses and your vision changes, it changes. So yeah, hearing aids are exceptionally expensive, which why a lot of folks can't afford them. Why they don't get them, because who has $5,000-6,000 just to be like, here you go. Like, yeah, you can put on credit, and yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's programs if you are like low income that will help with it, but you still have to pay something. The thing is they look at what my wife and I make, and they think, oh, well, you have plenty of money. No, we don't. We have 4 kids and a fucking house and fucking 3 car payments, and like we don't have a shit ton of money. So like my hearing takes a back seat. So I'm gonna look into the over the counter things this year, I think, to try to offset that. Maybe I can get something that will work. That's the best you can hope for. So try to save your ears if you can, folks.
Wonderful. PSA announcement. Look at that. Look at that. All right, Doug. Something that I know you don't want to cheer about, but I do know you want to talk about.
The worst NBA finals ever. Fucking terrible. I fucking hate Boston. I can't stand Luka or Kyrie. It's just like and then somebody pointed out to me that the owner of the Mavs is Sheldon Adelson's widow, and Sheldon Adelson is a right-wing conspiracy nut who supported Trump and sent him millions of dollars. So now I can't root for the Mavs, so I can't root for anybody. All right, let's marinate on the Kyrie thing right now, Manny. How are you supporting that guy? That guy is an anti-vax loon who believes the flat earth theory. Like, those are 2 things that should exclude you from liking him. Just 2 things right there. And the funny thing is he's like a super smart person. He's one of the people that think he's too smart for like his own good. Like he overthinks to like he thinks he knows more than other folks. So like, yeah, I cannot. And Luka is the whiniest motherfucker on the basketball court. And people want to say it's LeBron. LeBron whines. Nobody is on Luka's level with whining. Like, I cannot wait to see the Boston fans fucking just hate him with a vehement passion. It's gonna be great to watch Boston just hate Luka Doncic. It's gonna be great. He is beautiful to watch in a court. He's still a fucking shithead, so I won't like him. So sorry.
All right.
I can't speak about the Stars because I don't follow NHL very much. Greg, do you? I know you're a hockey guy.
I haven't watched NHL in so long, so I don't know. But I know that the Dallas Stars used to be the Minnesota North Stars. I do know that. What else is going on? What?
I didn't. Are we talking hockey or are we talking basketball? Because I don't think that would. I could see that happening in hockey. I could totally see that happening in hockey.
Yeah, Doug has been secretly ranting and raving behind the scenes, Joe, about how he's annoyed by
not so
Boston.
Secretly.
Yeah.
All right. Here's why. Here's why. Boston has enough fucking titles. Fuck them. They have so many titles. Not just the Celtics, the Patriots, the fucking Red Sox, the fucking Bruins. Well, maybe not the Bruins. The Bruins aren't great, but like
Bruins have won recently. Bruins have won recently. Within the past 10 years or something like that. They won.
So they have enough titles. They have enough. Fuck them. Go away. Be mediocre like everybody else for the next 25 years, and then you can come and bitch. Yeah. From Luka. Okay. All right. Luka is the one thing I will say about Luka is he is like a giant kid. I mean, he's only 25, but like, and he comes in the offseason. He does like no training. He doesn't do any. He doesn't like watch his diet. He comes in just chubby. But the thing is, the way he plays, he doesn't need to be like a speedster. The one thing I will say, you have to respect the way he plays because he much like Jokic for Denver, like he plays at his own pace and he makes the game play at his pace, which is not normal. Most people, everybody speeds up and he just doesn't. So, like I said, I can admire his skill. I just can't stand how much he whines. And Kyrie just so fucking weird. I just don't know what to do with him.
Kyrie.
The only guy I can root for in the Mavs is PJ Washington because he's a former Kentucky player. All right, I think Greg froze up here again. But anyway, if you would like to hear me rant about Kyrie and Luka, I can do that more. But there we go, Greg. You're back. You were frozen there for a bit.
Yeah. Get my last fear. Kyrie, in my opinion, is a professional troll. I think he just says shit to get people. He's smart, and that's like you're right, Doug. He's really smart. So, like to me, I'm not saying he doesn't believe what he believes. I think he likes to get a rise out of people, is what I'm saying. And that's the troll part.
And that just makes him a jackass. But yes, you're probably right. That's probably what
right. That would make him even more of a bigger jackass. Correct. Especially if he knows what he's doing. Right. I agree. Anyway, but there's something, I don't know, there's something about Kyrie there's something attractive about him. And it doesn't have to be, necessarily sexy. There's something about him that makes you want to watch him and all that.
He's riveting. Hey, listen, this is disagree, but he's in the top 3.
Okay, Doug, who's ahead of him? Since you're
Isaiah Thomas, Detroit Isaiah Thomas, not the Isaiah Thomas that played for Boston. That's the original short guy who finishes in the paint, and he finished in the paint when people would fucking punch you while you were going up to the fucking. So
it didn't help that his teammate was a lot of the times doing the punching. Bill Lambier. But anyway,
Rick Mahorn, all those fucking guys. Jesus Christ.
Right. So
and
it was
also
almost a retaliation, but that was a whole ass mess. The whole
I fucking hated that shit. But anyway.
The Detroit Pistons, they were
I know I hated that whole era where everybody just beat the shit out of each other. I didn't think that was
fuck out of each other.
That wasn't great basketball to watch. I don't care what anybody says. The other person I think is handles at equal of Kyrie. Kyrie is 2 or 3, depending how you look at it in my estimation. The other one is Steph Curry. Steph Curry is a fucking wizard when he dribbles through traffic. He can't finish at the rim like Kyrie. Kyrie's a much better finisher, but I think Steph is fucking just like a super gifted dribbler in traffic. So that's just my estimation.
Steph Curry is my favorite basketball player of this era. And that's tough because I love LeBron too. So him and LeBron are like 1 and 2. They're great. They're both amazing.
Yeah, and I'm going to say that the funny thing about I would agree. I think Steph Curry is my favorite player to watch because he's like a real life NBA Jams character. They'll be like, Steph has fucking 5 threes in the first quarter. You're like, Jesus Christ, I got to go watch it. Like that's the kind of shit. And he just shooting it looks like flames shooting off of him. And you're just like,
yeah, and it's stupidly effortless too. It's really, really ignorant. It's really ignorant. He's just like, listen.
Yeah. Now, what's funny is I think he's the best shooter. I think his dad actually had the best form I've ever seen. And yeah, I would agree. Tim Hardaway maybe has him or Iverson.
Ooh,
that's a tough one. Him or Iverson.
Iverson broke ankles.
Yeah. Now Hardaway broke ankles too. The problem was Hardaway wasn't nearly as athletic as Iverson. Iverson was like a freak athlete.
Effortless.
Instead of effortless. That was good, Manny. Effortless.
Yeah.
All right. So you got what's your third beer? What did you open it?
Yeah, I did. I didn't drink it yet. I was looking at the lack of head here. It's kind of disappointing, but I don't think this is going to be disappointing, Doug. It's
Oh. And you picked the 17% to end your night?
oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. Woo, Greg.
Apparently, I needed the glasses for this one, dude.
That's one I gave you because I was like, Greg's got to have this fucking beer.
Oh, no.
Or no, I gave you. Oh, you had it on the
I
show
drank it.
before. So you
Yeah,
got
I
another
drank
one.
it. I got
Oh,
a new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is 18 point. You said 18.7, right?
I thought it was 17. God damn. I was wrong.
Well, yeah, this is probably this year's. You know how every year is.
Frank the Tank.
Whoa. Yeah. Mm-hmm. This is an excellent stout. Is this barrel aged? Yeah, it is.
I
Yeah,
believe
it is.
so.
18.7.
It doesn't drink like that either, does
Doesn't
it?
drink like that. No. And not too big on the bourbon, which is nice. I still taste the stout here. So yeah, this is going to be. Yeah, we're gonna finish this one off. Not on stream though. Not on stream.
All right. Can I do my third then?
Of course you can.
And mine is much
course.
less than yours. So what I grabbed was something from Ellicottville Brewing Company. That's in upstate New York, closer to Buffalo. This is St. Jacob's Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout. It's an Imperial
Ooh.
Barrel Aged Stout. I like the label just because it looks like sort of like a churchy thing in a way. This is 9%. So this is almost half. It's less than half of what you're drinking right now. So holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit is pouring pretty good too. So not as thick as probably the one you're pouring, but
No.
not super boozy on the nose, which is surprising.
Oh, this one's boozy on the nose.
It's almost like a sweet stout. I don't get a lot of bourbon notes. Ellicottville Brewing is kind of known for their funky, weird flavors they put together with stuff. Stouts are not their strong suit. This is a very mediocre stout. Fine, passable, not great. Yeah,
Stouts,
okay.
man. Stouts are hard. They're hard and they're easy to make generally and easy to hide flaws. They're hard in the aspect that everybody makes a good one. So then it makes it difficult. Then you have shit like this hanging out.
When I saw you pour that, I'm like, this is whatever I'm pouring is not going to compare to that. That is one of the best beers. That's just one of the best beers I've ever had because it's so high ABV and it just doesn't taste like it. It tastes like a good solid, like it tastes like what I poured. Like this
good
should,
9%.
And just smooth and easy, and you're just like, this is great.
Insane.
That's the best fucking stout maker that I can think of to me.
Yeah, we gotta meet there and we should get you a tour of the Dragon's Milk Cave.
We'll have to get out there and go your way.
They don't even do tours. They don't even do tours.
Really?
So they don't do public tours. At least when I was there, they didn't. So.
Well, we have an in for that. So.
Oh, I know, but I'm just saying, like that's how exclusive it is. So.
Exclusive.
Look at me pulling. Look at me name dropping.
You're
I didn't
so
really name
exclusive,
drop,
Greg. You're so exclusive, Greg.
Yeah, that's me. So what's not exclusive, Doug, is what I'm watching. Before we move on, I'm watching. So tomorrow is the Champions League final, Doug. It's BVB, which is Dortmund, which is my team, and I can prove that they're my team, I guess, by Showing y'all my flag.
Dortmund.
Yeah.
This,
BBB.
this is the Premier League, you said? Yes.
Yeah, this is the English Premier League. So I'm sorry, the the Champions League. So
Okay.
what it is, Doug, it's the best. They take the best teams that finished the year before and they put them on the fucking league. So Spanish league, English league, French league, and all these leagues from Europe put teams up there, and then they beat each other up, and then they get to the finals. So tomorrow is the final of Dortmund. Come on now, show this. Come on now, come on.
Nope, we're just
Come on,
going to do
man.
the rainbow.
There we go. Dortmund versus Real Madrid. And I don't know. Real Madrid is an amazing powerhouse team, so may not work out. But I'm going to enjoy it. 1 p.m. tomorrow. I'll be doing something. Yo, Hard Eddie. What's
All right, welcome, man.
up? Wait, what the F is that? It's called the Real Football, Manny. Is that what you're talking about?
The real football.
Real football.
It's like the
Yes.
real world football.
The real world football. Anyway, Doug, I got a new transition for you, Doug.
Yes. Let's see it, man.
Hopefully you like the music. I'm not sure about the music. I thought it was good. Y'all tell me.
All right. That sounded very video gamey at the beginning, but man, that beat drops in. That was nice.
Okay, so maybe I move the beat back more and like start it earlier. Or keep
Yeah,
it like
yeah. No. I think doing the video game sort of intro and then
a little bit.
move a little bit and then move the.
Mhm.
But I love
Okay.
that beat drop in it. That worked really well. Oh, that's as
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
as
yeah.
good. That's as good.
Started earlier. I like it. Okay. Wait, Zach approved?
They said to dig that transition. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, not to be confused with the World League.
I don't know what that is, but okay. All right.
It sounded very Asian.
Fucking Manny.
What?
Very video gamey. I didn't think Asian was a word that came to mind, but all right.
Oh, I just found that because I put pride. I wanted a song that had pride in the word. So then in the name. So that's how we got there. Anyway, it's almost Pride Month, Doug. So
It's hard. Can't think.
hand egg.
No.
Oh, anything 8-bit is
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
gotcha, Manny.
To be fair, fucking Zach probably has
Art.
that on some sort of album somewhere. But
Or
yeah.
vinyl, or 3 vinyls, and like he could tell us the different versions on each vinyl and how one influenced the other. And
Mhm.
anyway, it's Pride Month, y'all. So Doug and I want to talk about Pride people.
Yes, sir.
The person I would like to accent this week is Mr. James Baldwin, y'all. And y'all know him as an activist, a big time activist. I know him. He's gay guy. Was a gay guy. I know him more as an activist than an author, Doug. But he's a prolific author, apparently.
Yeah.
Or was a prolific author. Here is his. You can get this off of his Wikipedia page, y'all, if y'all are interested. So you can see he did a lot of writing while he was doing his advocacy work and his protesting and all that. Fun fact, man, racism was so bad for James Baldwin that he literally left and moved to France. He was tired of it, had enough. At some point, but he was, back and forth. He was in, all the major, protests and, big supporter of everything that was going on with that. So it wasn't like, he lived over there, but it wasn't like he was, he went and stayed. So I think James Baldwin doesn't get enough dap for his writing. So if y'all want to look into somebody writing, that's great. This is the documentary that y'all can find. I Am Not Your Negro, I believe. Man, I usually have this. I think it's on Max. But if y'all Google I Am Not Your Negro, it'll come up. I actually think it's on YouTube too, so it might be free, y'all. So if you want to know more about James Baldwin, is that. And then James Baldwin wrote a book called If Beale Street Could Talk, and they made a movie out of that. And apparently the movie's great, and apparently the book is great too. So
the book is definitely great. I read that. That was fantastic.
Yeah, I heard. Okay, cool. So Doug can highly recommend that one. So check that out. It's a movie and a book, y'all. So James Baldwin, check him out, y'all. Check him out. I think oh yeah, I'm sorry, it's on Stars. Here we go. If Beale Street Could Talk, it's on Stars. So looks like a 2-hour movie there. Yeah, Doug. I don't know if you want to give a quick synopsis of it or of the book.
No, I don't, because I don't. I want people to read it or watch the movie and just get us. You need to absorb it for what it is.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? It's not something where I don't want to give people pointers. It's just more like just go in and just
Okay.
take it in as it is, because it's
All right.
It's fucking great. Oh yeah.
And you're talking about the movie, you're talking about the book, not the movie, right?
I've never seen the movie, but like
Okay.
from
So
what
you're
I
talking about the book. Okay.
but I understand that the movie is pretty faithful to what the book is. So
Gotcha. And then Manny signs off on the movie here. So we got to sign off on the book and the movie, y'all. So check out James Baldwin. Everybody know he's famous, but I don't think people get the full grasp of him. Sometimes, again, we just say, hey, he's an activist, and he's he was more of a black activist, I think, than he was a gay activist. But he did speak on gay issues. But there was a lot going on back then, so I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, and
he also spoke about the intersectionality between gay and black people too. And like, if you support black people, you have to support gay people, because there's plenty of black gay people. So like, hello. Anyway, what were you gonna say, Doug?
He was also one of the first authors to really write gay and queer characters into his fiction novels. Like to really make them main characters, not side characters. He actually made them main characters. So like that was something that he was known for, and should be known for, because he was doing that in the 50s and 60s, but that was not what you did. That is a man that if he were alive, I would love to talk to him, like, just because he was such a great he was a great person to speak to the issues of that time. He made the one thing where I remember he made one quote where he said about how I'm an American, and as such, I feel like I have a right to criticize her to make it more palatable for people like me to live here, or something to that effect. And just like, that's a powerful thing, like, just to hear that. So yeah, a great person.
Before we get to your pick, we'll wrap this up.
Hand egg is what other countries. All right, that's fair. I didn't.
Hand egg.
What a great name.
It's more accurate than football.
True.
Anyway, more accurate than football. Anyway, which again, Americans stole apparently. But anyway,
well,
that. Doug?
Maybe they stole it from the British, who stole everything from everybody else. But anyway.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, maybe that's a lesson there. But anyway.
All right, Doug. Who's your gay quote icon for this week or this episode?
So mine is Laverne Cox, and the reason I picked her is because she is one of the first trans women to. I mean, not the first, but a trans woman who got nominated for an Emmy, like that. That shit doesn't happen. And just she being like Orange is the New Black, which was an insanely popular show, and just being a prominent character in that, but like being a prominent character that just went, like, oh, they're trans, look at their trans. Like it was like they just made her a regular person. And the thing is like doing that, and that's, as knowing trans people in my life, they just want to be acknowledged as people. They don't want to be acknowledged, oh, I'm trans. They just want to be able to be themselves and not make trans their entire identity or personality. And she really was able to do that from an acting perspective. And the only blemish she has is her first appearance on screen is to be Fix My Life Diddy, or be part of Diddy's like entourage, or like personal assistant way back. I mean, way. We were talking like in the 90s and early 2000s. But she just is really a person who brings transness to the forefront in a great way, where her characters are not just the token trans person. It's a trans person with a story, and they explore that, especially in Orange Is the New Black, where it's just like, yeah, I'm just a trans person, but like whatever. Like that's not who I am. That's not like my defining characteristic, just part of who I am. So I think being that as a trans person, I mean, I think sometimes with the Pride Month, we focus a lot on the gay and queer and not focus so much on the trans folks. We also don't focus much on bi people, which, I have members of my family who are bi, and it's just like they often feel left out. And it sucks because like they shouldn't. They're part of that community. But like, it stinks. But like I think Laverne Cox is just a really good example of someone who is living their life authentically, and it isn't just their focus. That's just part of who they are, and that is not the only focus of who they are. That's why I picked her.
Bi people are either don't know how to choose, or they're gay that don't want to act like they're gay. That's what people say about bi people, but whatever. Anyway. So yeah, Doug, cool. Welcome to Pride Month. Couple hours.
Yeah, an hour and a half for me, but yeah.
Hour and a half. So, Doug, we're going to wrap up here. It's going to be a quick night for us, but hey, we got a lot off our chests. Oh no, we didn't actually. So we didn't get to everything. So,
That's
while
okay.
he's not here, Doug, but I don't know, he does watch the stream here, so I'm going to use this. So we're going to explain to Casey right now, Doug, about what's going on with our twice impeached, 34 count convicted, 91 count indicted, insurrectionist, racist, piece of shit ex-president. I think you had a few things you wanted to say about him.
Other than that, he's a convicted felon, and that can never be taken away. He's a convicted felon. He can't vote for himself in this election because he's a convicted felon. And that fucking piece of shit, he is just not fit to be a president. And what really is frustrating is seeing folks being like, well, he's better than Biden. No, he's not. Biden is not a great choice for what we need. I am supremely worried.
Yes, in a row. It was literally in a row, but we got the clerk's comment there. We got the clerk's.
Yeah, that was great.
We got you, Daniel.
Yeah, it was great.
Anyway, go on, Doug.
One of my favorite ones was like, whereas like the Doctor Who thing was like, is 34 a lot? That depends on the context. If it's dollars, no. If it's convictions, yes. So yeah, there is the problem is we have 30% of our population thinks that no matter what happens, they're just going to vote for him. And then we have a bunch of people who think that because Democrats are evil because they focus on a subset of media that makes everybody who doesn't agree with them evil, and they'll try to turn around and say that's the opposite. No, it isn't. There are certain Republicans who are not on board with the Trump stuff and are willing to vote for Biden, or third parties. The biggest problem is going to be the younger folks. The biggest problem is not because Donald Trump's a felon. The problem is they'll go, Joe Biden is funding a genocide and not speaking about it. And the younger folks, I don't know if this is the case in your house, but I see a bunch of younger folks, Gaza being their primary issue. And listen, Gaza's complicated. It was started by a terrorist attack against Israel. Whatever. We're not going to get into the semantics of that because it's a lot. But the way Gaza is being handled, to the younger folks' view, and I'm using younger folks, I'm 52. I'm not a younger folk anymore. They look at that as a fucking giant problem, a red flag, to the point that they're willing not to vote for Biden because he's doing that. Not realizing, and listen, I'm an old guy, so take that for what it is, that if you don't do that and we get the other guy, it is going to be exponentially worse for those folks and the folks here and overseas, everywhere. It's going to be terrible. So listen, I will not tell people how to vote. I will not. You vote your conscience, you vote how you feel. But I'm telling you, if we get that fucking numbskull, the convicted felon, yeah, that's a fair point, Manny. That's a fair point. What I find funny is, like, I do see a lot of young people are like, hey, listen, I don't think I should have to vote for the lesser of two evils. I'm like, motherfucker, that has been every election of my lifetime. Every election of my lifetime is vote for the lesser of two evils. Every fucking time. Politicians do not care about us. They don't give a fuck. They don't want to help us. What they want, they don't care. They want to get rich and stay in power. And that's what they want, whether it be whatever party. The problem is one party is very much going, hey, everybody doesn't look or worship or think like us. Fuck them. We're going to make their lives terrible. And the other party is like, we'll make your life tolerable. That's your choice. Choose wisely for whatever you wish.
Do those who don't want to vote for Biden because of Gaza know that Trump said he wants to literally make it a parking lot? He said those words.
What's that?
Do the people who don't want to vote for Joe because of the genocide, right?
That's a younger.
Whoever they are, do they understand that Donald Trump literally said he wants to make Gaza a parking lot? Do they acknowledge that part, or do they understand that?
No, I don't think so. What I believe, and again, I'm an old guy. I have some insight, but not a lot. Mm-hmm. I know in my house, our kids will vote for Biden just because they know that the alternative is bad for them, because most of them are LGBTQ. So, and the one kid we have who isn't will be like, well, I'd like to vote for the person that is not going to put my siblings in any sort of danger. So a lot of them are just looking like, and they call him Genocide Joe. And all I can think is like, all right, yeah, I get that. I get where you're coming from. The problem is, if you look at the other guy is fucking 50 times fucking worse. And what you're doing is you're going to say, well, I don't want things to be, I can't vote for a guy who's doing that. Okay, you can be principled and you can make your choice. The problem is we make that choice and we get the other guy who's a convicted felon.
Yeah, well,
you are making things not just worse over there. Worse over there. It's going to be worse. Worse. It's going to be worse here too. You are making it worse everywhere by doing that. And that's the problem, is you don't understand that presidential elections are always, always, always the lesser of two evils. That is your choice. On local politics, maybe not so much, but on presidential politics, it is always that.
Yeah, and I would also like to say let's take it. Like, let's broaden it out a little bit. Let's not make it about Israel here for a second. Let's make it about foreign policy in general, and I
Yeah,
don't think people
fair.
understand how foreign policy is literally more rooted in precedents and history than it is situational about each individual conflict. Let me use Ukraine as an example.
Good
The reason
example.
that we continue to support Ukraine is because we have a treaty with Ukraine that said if we back off and we say, hey, we don't want y'all doing nukes, that we are going to protect you if Russia does something for you so that y'all don't have to have nukes. Okay. So then this is why we pour so much money into Ukraine, y'all. It's not because Joe Biden wants to do it, it's because we literally have a precedent and a treaty with Ukraine. Okay. Which was negotiated long before, well, maybe not long before Joe has been in government, because Joe's been in government for literally 200 years.
That's fair.
But a lot of this is precedent, though, if you know what I'm saying. And we've been supporting Israel, whether you like it or not, y'all, for centuries now, dog. So there's precedence there. So I don't want to act like I'm excusing Joe's behavior or this administration's behavior in this way, because I'm not. I'm just letting y'all know that's part of the reasoning behind it, whether you like it or not. There's a lot of precedent. So you can hang this on Joe if you want, but you're going to also have to hang it on Trump, Obama, Clinton, Reagan, Bush 1, Jimmy Carter, Nixon, Adams. I just said Adams. He was the second president. Okay, it wasn't Adams' fault. How about that? Eisenhower.
It's not his fault.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a literal line of, all of these presidents pretty much doing the same thing with Israel, if not, even more emboldened them. So, yeah. So there's a lot of issues in the world that are bigger than pre 10/7 that were not getting attention needed. People over Iran have been suffering for decades. Facts.
Yeah.
Trump is a Netanyahu enabler. Yes, y'all. It's literally the last thing we need. Yes, y'all. We need a new generation of leadership, not just in Israel, the democratic country. So, Daniel, I don't think I agree with everything you said here. But what I don't understand or don't think is that people don't see beyond Joe. And what I mean by that, beyond Joe, there is a bigger, younger, more verbose, smart-ish, I don't want to say smarter than Joe, smart group of eligible people, whether it be Gretchen, whether it be Kamala, whether it be Gavin Newsom, whether it be Pete Buttigieg, whether it be the governor of Kentucky, whether it be the governor of Pennsylvania, whether it be the governor of my fine state, Wisconsin. He's not young, actually, and he's not going to be doing national politics. The dude is older than Joe Biden, I think. But the point is that there's young. I'm sorry about Eva, so I should scratch him out. The point is that beyond Joe, there's a bunch of young, aspiring, good politicians with good hearts coming up behind Joe. So everybody's like, Joe's too old, and Trump's too old. I don't know what's going on the Republican side. I really could care fucking less, to be honest with you. But on the Democratic side, we have a whole bunch of positive, young people ready to take over and to fight for whoever's going to be the next, Joe Biden and all that. So I think, I think we're going to be good after Joe. We just need to pull Joe over the finish line so we don't have to deal with some insurrectionist, treasonous. Wait till we get to that, Doug. Like, this is small. Stormy Daniels is small potatoes, Doug, compared to what we get to this document case. This document case, in my opinion, is literally going to blow the dude up. Like, if this isn't, he's literally going to blow it up, because there's a level of like treason and like recklessness that is all going to show. And I don't care what Miss Cannon does or says. She's not going to be able to hold back all of the truth. So,
but she's going to try.
She's going to let her try. I mean, not let her, but she's going to try. But again, that's going to come out eventually. So y'all can dismiss it away. And then all you people dismissing it, saying, so I do want to address this, Doug, before we move on. Um,
I have something to say
This
after you're
isn't-
done too.
this isn't going to help his popularity. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. His popularity was dropping before that, y'all. Now, I think what people get caught up in is like, well, it's not going to change any MAGA votes. Great. Fine. Okay.
Yeah, that's
but
30% of the
MAGA,
population.
but MAGA votes aren't swaying this election. They didn't sway the one in 16. They didn't sway the one in 20. They didn't sway it. So don't do that. Who swayed it is independents. What swayed it is people in the middle. What swayed it is non-voters. That's what sways it. That's what always sways it, y'all. Non-voters and independents don't like this shit. I don't care what any of y'all say. I'm sorry. I don't care. So I'm not saying, we're done and put our hands up and we're going to win and all that. I'm not saying that. We're going to have to do the votes. We're going to have to go out and do our, do the same recruiting. We do all that. At the same time, I'm not going to sit here and say that, oh yeah, well, he's going to be more popular for that. He's going to be more popular with fucking idiots, okay? Because no one wants anybody who's correct criminal. And then these are the same motherfuckers, Doug. These are the same motherfuckers that were worried about some stupid emails on some stupid private server from some
Stupid
Secretary of State, some stupid laptops, some dumb things. And literally you have this dude falsifying documents and doing all kinds of shady shit so he can get elected. But that's cool because that's your guy. No, it doesn't work that way. He got his ass beat in 2020, y'all, and he wasn't a convicted felon 34 times over at that point. So I'm not buying that it's going to make him more popular. I don't care what the polls say. I don't care what your mom says. It's all bullshit. And your mom's probably on some dumb bullshit because she was probably the one that told you to not watch MTV. Meanwhile, she's sucking down QAnon like it's a fucking Starbucks milkshake, Doug. Fuck all that. And fuck you if you think that Newsmax is a fucking reliable source for any fucking thing besides propaganda, Russian mostly. Doug, you have something to say?
Well, I have lots to say. All right. Let's go through a few comments, though, if I can.
Okay, you do it. I'm going to shut my mic off so it doesn't. I'm going to shut my when I shut my camera off, I do it so it doesn't take bandwidth because my computer's being silly.
Yeah. So, Hunter Biden, yes. Here's interesting about this with the reins of the party. Here's a problem. The people with the power in the party, specifically the Democratic Party, are the old guard. They want everything normal. They want everything middle of the road. It used to be the Republican Party was like this too. They are not anymore. They are the party of extremists and fringe. The problem is like you'll see things like, there was, I can't remember the candidate, but there was a candidate who was very progressive. And Nancy Pelosi said, no, we want the other candidate. And that candidate is now under investigation for doing campaign fraud because he was a ninny and shouldn't be there. Also, if you are a Democrat and you are doing bad shit, fucking arrest them and prosecute them. The thing is, Republicans think like, oh, well, what you don't want them to come after your guys. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. If you are guilty of something and you are doing something illegal, fucking go after them. I don't care what party they are in. That's the problem. Republicans are pretty cool with any sort of crimes that help them along. They're not cool with Democrats doing crimes, and they shouldn't be. But we should not be cool with Republicans doing crime, and we should prosecute the fuck out of them just like they prosecute Democrats. So, my problem is like you're looking at a younger leadership. Hakeem Jeffries is kind of the leader of like the minority of the House. And the thing is when you look at that, yes, he is a very much middle of the road Democrat in the mold of Obama. Obama was not a progressive Democrat in any sense of the word. He was a moderate Democrat. The problem is the progressive Democrats are villainized so fucking much, and they were grouped in a group called the Squad, and AOC is one of those. Now, AOC makes some votes that I don't fucking agree with, but generally speaking, her and the Ilhan Omar and the other two folks in the Squad, which I can't remember the names off the top of my head, they're very progressive. They want to be progressive, and the Democratic Party should embrace that. They will not. because they want to be because their leadership is Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, and those people are fucking in their 70s and 80s. They're going to be more conservative on their policies because they're old. Listen, what's interesting is those people are old. I am 52 and I've gotten more progressive as I've gotten older. It's an interesting thing because I always heard that like when you get older, you get more conservative. Not fucking me. Fuck that. I want to have the rights of everybody who is in a shittier position than me to be able to have the rights to do what they need to do and live life. The folks who are on the other side of the aisle do not. They want white privileged. Yes, John Heisley Grove. Ayanna Presley is another one. Thank you for that.
Cori Bush.
Cori Bush. Yeah. The folks on the other side now want white Christian males specifically to be in power because they believe that their Christian rights are more important than governmental rights for the large quantity of folks who live in this country. And when you look at it and you're thinking, well, Jesus was like basically, hey, take care of the poor, take care of the people who are underserved and underprivileged and make sure that they have rights and are able to live. They don't live that philosophy. They take, well, Jesus turned the table over and got mad. Oh, okay, well, great. That's not the problem. That's the problem is we want to make people who are Americans and those who come into America feel like they're home and they're safe and they're heard. And Republicans want nothing to do with that. They just want to be in power and fuck everybody else. And Democrats are somewhat like that on the federal level, less than that. Neither option is great. The Republicans are fucking 50 times fucking worse. So that's my rant. Sorry. And Rashida Tlaib is the other one. Thank you, GHG.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You want to get some more of these comments? I see you start some.
Yeah. So there's old white men. This is a big one. Project 2025 is literally a threat to democracy. It is. If you have not seen this, I am telling you, go and look at what Project 2025 is. It is a Republican playbook to make it a Christian nationalist government. That is what they want. The problem is the country is not. This is great. Giant douche versus turd sandwich. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's kind of where we're at. As Bo Burnham said, why is our best option Joe Biden? Yes, that is sad. But here's the thing. Joe Biden's 80. Here's what's going to happen. He'll get elected president, and then he'll be like, hey, I'm old. I'm going to hand this off to Kamala Harris.
That would be amazing.
That would be great. Now, listen, Kamala I have some issues with too, but like only in the sense that she was very cop friendly, and I don't like that. In some ways.
I think that is generally overstated. How about that? But
that might be the case.
But that being said, she was literally the top cop for California. So you can't, you know what I mean? Like Attorney General is the top cop of any, you know what I mean? It's the top cop. It's just the way it is. So you can't, smirch that over. But I think, I don't know, like I think it's I don't know. I don't hold her. I don't really have much against Kamala Harris, to be honest with you. I don't hold her. Really.
I don't.
I understand. I think she did some things that people don't really acknowledge, as far as like loosening some kind of those things. I mean, of course, she's going to have to persecute people who do bad things. Of course, that's part. It's part of being a cop. But I don't know if she was overhanded and anti-black like some people want to say. Now, you didn't say that.
No, I didn't either.
I said that. But like, there's this conversation in the black community about her, and the people who don't like her kind of talk about that. But they make it more harsh than you said. I mean, you said there's some things that you didn't like, and I understand. I think, I get that. I got it. But like, there's an anti-black faction out there, and let me say, and I, as a black guy, I could speak to that. That is anti-black towards her for whatever reason. She's Jamaican. She's this. She's that. So whatever. The same people think that Barack Obama's not black either. So, big old silly, mostly discussion, but it's serious that some people actually believe that shit. And that's where the serious part goes. But they're Republicans anyway. At the end of the day, these people. So anyway.
Yeah.
And they're entitled to do that. So but that's why their opinion is that, if that makes sense. So anyway, I'm sorry. I cut you off about you were talking about Joe's 80. You believe he's going to win election and then at some point be like, I'm out. Is that what
He should. He should. He said he was a stopgap, and he said that from the last election. He's like, I'm a stopgap to try to get things back on track. Now, the problem is he's also an old white man, and old white men are generally think they're the answer to every solution.
Yeah.
So, but I think this second election will be something where he's like, listen, I'm fucking 80 years old. I would like to retire and just do my thing. I can hand this over to Kamala Harris, and she will get a different vice president. The problem is she'll probably get a very middle of the road Democrat vice president. If you're gonna, who is a person? I'm gonna ask you a question, Greg. Who is a person? If you're gonna pick a Democratic candidate to be a person to kind of be the mantle that it is handed over from Joe Biden, is it Kamala Harris or is it someone else?
Can be. It can be. I think all of them who wins out, all of them can be that, Doug. I literally everyone I mentioned can be that standard bearer. I really do. Gretchen from Michigan. Totally. Gretchen Whitmer, totally. Kamala Harris, I believe, totally. I think what people miss about Kamala Harris is that the young people love Kamala Harris. I think that's what old people miss. I think we're overly skeptical. Generally, the older we get, the generally more skeptical we are of Kamala Harris. Some of it is racism. Some of it is sexism. Some of it is realism, meaning, they hit her with the stuff that they don't like, and that's fine. Some of it is she's a black woman, and I don't want that shit. Or she's a woman, and I don't want that shit. So then that's not illegitimate, but that's not, valid conversation. Gavin Newsom. Say what you want about him. He's been the mostly popular governor of California. He ran into some problems with COVID, but what governor didn't, by the way? I like it. Because, we didn't have one as bad as yours, but we
thought he was great at the time.
Oh my God, he well, on certain areas he did really well. Handling and talking and dealing with women, he's fucking horrible. So, but we didn't know that was going on behind the scenes. But my point is that they all have bumps. You know what I mean? But ultimately, they're all better than Ron DeSantis. They're all better than Nikki Haley. They're all better than who are the standard bearers over there. They're all better than Matt Gaetz. They're all better than Marjorie Greene Taylor. They're all better than Angie Comey Barney, and she's a fucking justice. They're just all better, in my opinion. As far as dealing with people, worried about the people's problems, yes, they're all Democrats. But I don't know. On certain apps, I will be called a Democratic show. And I've never, ever not only registered Democrat, but at this point, where we're at, whether, in my opinion, it's that fascism or, people who want, people to have votes, and those people over there don't want a black man to vote. So I don't know how I could ever look at that side. They don't want black men to vote, period. So if you don't want me to vote, how am I supposed to support you? Because I'm not supposed to vote, first of all. Doesn't even make sense, Doug. How does this make sense? Anyway.
It doesn't make sense.
Oh, okay, cool.
It doesn't make sense.
You don't want me to vote, but when I do, it's just for you. It's not for anybody else. Okay. That makes me want to vote for everybody else. You know what I'm saying, Doug?
Yeah.
You got me? Right.
Oh, I do.
So I don't. Yeah, and I don't know how else I can decipher that. Now, y'all can twist and turn yourself into pretzels to vote for Donald Trump. You go right ahead. But I suggest, again, it's not going to be good for you because, again, Donald Trump's going nowhere. I don't understand where y'all. I understand Joe Biden's old, but Donald Trump's going nowhere. And we don't even know who his vice president person is. We don't even know. So
No.
we know Kamala Harris, she has a tried and true public record, whether you like it or not. She's been vice president for 4 years now.
Mhm.
So that's more of a resume than whatever's going to come out of Donald Trump's mouth when he says, "This is my VP." She has she's already better without even, I heard it might be that Tom Cotton guy, Doug.
Well, Nikki Haley is auditioning hard, but yes, for Trump. So
Nikki Haley is a poltroon. Look it up, y'all. She's a clown. She shouldn't be taken
For sure.
seriously. Ever. So, but what should be taken seriously, Doug, is us getting out of here. Or what
Well,
should be taken seriously.
Can I say a few things before we go getting out of here?
Oh, on the same subject?
Yes, please.
Okay, I just wanted to say this is what we should take seriously. Go on. All right.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
All right, Doug. We'll take that seriously.
That made me better. That made me feel better.
Yeah, well, you know how this show goes, Doug. It's
sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
God damn it.
I'm not wrong, and neither is he. So,
oh my God, that's great. I just want to say that I would like to see things handed over from the Democratic Party over to a little more progressive wing. I really like the idea of just being like, listen, like I said, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is not ideal in that, like, I agree with everything she's done, but she actually has a progressive side to her and wants to do things that are something that are beneficial to people. The thing is like when you do stuff like the Affordable Care Act, which was called Obamacare, people don't like it in rural areas when you call it Obamacare. And then we say the Affordable Care Act, well, that helps me. Yes, it's the same fucking thing. The thing is you need folks to be able to push stuff to people who don't realize they need the help. So how do you do that? I just, the problem is folks on the right are told that everybody on the left is an evil, devil worshiping fucking piece of shit that is trying to take down America. First of all, America isn't that fucking great. America is a fucking shit show, and it has been for a long time. But we need to have people who are like, hey, Americans, I'm trying to help you. How do we get someone who is doing that and doing it effectively? Because the rural conservative vote thinks that everybody in the cities and who is liberal is trying to destroy America. How do we combat that message? I don't know. I'd like to have an answer. I just don't know. So, sorry, Greg. That was my small tirade.
I don't got my man. We're good. So I don't know if you want to talk about. I know you do want to talk about this.
Yeah. So this coming Wednesday, Renee and I are going to be discussing Bikram, Yogi Guru Predator, which is volume 18, a year and a half. The Cult Bar. Now, listen, the Cult Bar doesn't get a lot of viewers, but Renee and I love the shit out of that show because we get to talk about cults, which is fucking just a dumb, weird thing, and just see how people get to there. I have not watched any of this yet, but predominantly we have watched ones where there's a yogi involved, and a lot of them are just not great. The idea that he was a yogi guru and a predator, just as a title for the docuseries we were watching, which is on Netflix, I believe. Yeah, that's going to be something else. So grab your drinks and join Renee and I and just listen to the nonsense, because it's always nonsense with these cults. But yes.
Yeah, and check it out, y'all. If you can and you got nothing else going on this weekend, I would say check it out, watch it, and then jump in on with Renee and Doug, and just like y'all do here. And sometimes it's only Zach, y'all. So y'all, we need people to go out there and
Come out and talk to us, because we fucking love it.
Yeah,
the more interaction, the better. The more conversation, the better. Bring it.
Well, but hold on, Doug. Like again, just having a conversation with only Zach, you need a little balance there. I have to say that.
That's fair. We need to balance.
We love Zach's. Yes. But Zach needs a little bit of pushback sometimes, and Zach needs to be told.
Fair point.
And y'all like putting on a show, so y'all don't got tired of police Zach. So we need people to come in and right. Anyway, we love you, Zach. You know that.
Yeah, we do.
Yes. So also, Doug, I don't know if you want to talk about this.
Well, I'm super looking forward to this because Dave Mack is one of my favorite brewers, and I think both of us enjoy that because he just makes interesting shit, and so it's going to be super great to have him on.
Yeah, and he's an interesting cat too.
Very much so.
Right. There's definitely a big personality and big opinions behind his public persona. I don't know. He's a black dad, so I can always relate to that. Him and I literally were brought up blocks away from each other, so I'm much older, unfortunately. And Dave's much better at brewing beer. Oh my goodness. But yeah, man, and it'll be interesting to see what's going on with Mac Brewing, Doug, before we get to Barrel
Flow.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll catch up. We'll see what he knows about his sister. I haven't heard from Latifah that much, so we need to.
Either.
Yeah, we need to. Yeah, we'll do that this week. But yeah. Always enjoy Mac's appearance.
Sure. It'll be fun and interesting, as it always is.
To see. Here. And
sorry, Greg. You clogged up that area a bit again. Well, all right, man.
So many good beers tonight. I guess jelly.
Sorry, you're clogging up again.
Good time.
Sorry, Greg, you're
jelly filled.
You're jelly filled. That's what we heard.
From Venture.
Sorry, folks. Hold on.
Sure.
Oh, the old triple mash. And so which of those two did you prefer? All right. So did you like the Allagash or the...
They both were excellent.
Mm-hmm.
They both were excellent. What's up with you, Doug?
All right. So I'm going to start with the St. Jacobs Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout from Ellicottville. This was just kind of very mediocre barrel aged stout. Nothing remarkable. It was fine. Nothing remarkable.
It both works.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
does anybody see this? Anybody care?
Yeah, no, we see it. It's just as your video's choppy there. So anyway, like I don't know if you saw this, Greg, the St. Jacobs was like kind of the first one. It was kind of very mid barrel aged stout, which was kind of weird for me to say. The second thing was the Backcast Hazy Double IPA. Didn't feel very hazy. Wasn't very hop forward, but a little bit citrus forward. Not bad, not great. But my favorite thing was this Barreled Souls Cream Ale, which was 4.7%. Also great can art. Again, the can art was done by Aaron Pabone, excuse me. But this was my favorite thing I had this night. So yeah, that's it for me. So, excuse me. That was great. Greg, man. So what's up? So anyway, folks, thanks for joining us tonight, and we'll see. Hopefully, we are going to be out for Dave Max next week for the next thing. Oh, JHG, the stout, which was for me was a St. Jacobs from Ellicottville Brewing Company out of upstate New York near Buffalo. This is a bourbon barrel aged stout. Bourbon Barrel Aged Imperial Stout, which was 9%. It was super mid. It was not great. It was okay, not fantastic. And yeah, thanks to you as well, Daniel. Thanks for joining us. Greg, you still there, sir? I know things have been a little difficult for you tonight with the connection.